Hey everybody, welcome back to Geeks and Drinks. We were not here last week, but it was for a very good reason though.
But I'm another year older numerically. That's not really a good reason.
No.
I mean, we had a bunch of shenanigans because of it.
That's what I'm talking about. Those are the reasons why we didn't have a show last week, was because of all the shenanigans that I wasn't there for all of them. You had
You were there for like a hefty majority. The only thing you missed was the shooting guns.
Which was your first time going out there shooting all the crazy stuff.
That's the reason why I still can barely hear out of this ear. Had to pull an Archer for like the first hour, just going mop, mop, mop. But yeah, that was cool. I think I told you I got to had my Wyatt Earp moment from Tombstone. Just shoot a shotgun from the hip, just going no, no, no. So that was fun.
You were doing like almost every action hero pose with the shotgun that I saw in terms of the photos and the videos.
Well, I shot it at junk level, just held it there and just started shooting. That's not exactly action worthy. No, it was just fun.
Well,
it just goes to show my mental maturity.
Yeah, well, you know. Then you shot 2 shotguns at the same time, and
that one was for America.
You would need to make that full American. What would you also need for that? Probably need a scotch or a cigar, or...
It was too windy. I had a cigar, but it kept going out.
Oh well. But then we had fun. We played 8-player Smash.
That's fucking chaos. Like, oh my...
It was glorious chaos, though.
I had no idea what was going on.
You have no idea where your character's at. You're like, okay, where's the player character number? Let me find that
Not
first.
Even that. It was basically just, Battle Royale. What's the objective? Survive. All right.
Okay, then. But it was good times, and then we also...
So you and Jess took me to go see Tim Minchin.
Yes.
And the cherry on that cake, or the highlights of that, was we ran into the creator at a speakeasy next door. We met Joss Whedon.
Yes. Just sitting there having a drink with, I'm guessing, his wife, and... We're not going to do the whole fanboy thing of going up to them and saying, oh my god, I love your work.
Well, the worst part is, I didn't even know... Jessica was the first one to notice
Jess was the first one to notice,
Like, it wasn't even us. We were outside just smoking, and Jessica's like, hey, isn't that Joss Whedon? Who? Like, wait, what? Sure enough, I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah. We saw him going to the speakeasy next door.
And then Jessica's like, hey, do you want to stop and grab a photo? No, he's a dude. Let him just enjoy himself.
Yeah, exactly.
And we walk into the speakeasy, and there he is again. You're like, hey, has he paid his tab yet? No. All right, let's pay his tab, Jason. And we paid his tab, and he, like, walked over, and he goes, thank you so much. It's like, thank you for everything you've done.
We appreciate your work. And his response was, this is the proper way to say thank you.
Yeah, even he was like, that's a really cool way of doing it. Well, dude, it was the easier way. You were trying to, like, chicken scratch, like, thank you for Firefly on a napkin.
I was being a little bit more of a fanboy at that point, though. But it was all fun, though. Shut up, Jess. We had fun with it, and we came over, we talked for a little bit, got a really cool picture with him.
My only complaint is I was so like, oh my god, you made Firefly. Like, I completely forgot to ask him about what the fuck with Black Widow.
All the fanboys out there are now, you failed us.
Give a shit.
Good point.
Motherfucker made Firefly. I mean, granted, he also called Wash, but
you take the good with the bad.
Hey, Buffy. He made... but Buffy went to shit, too. Agents... He starts off strong. He's written some amazing comics.
Yes, very true.
Even X-Men. He got me to give a shit about X-Men.
I totally forgot he actually wrote.
Yeah.
No shit.
I don't remember which one it was, but it was one of them.
Huh.
One of the storylines. It was like one of the later years where, like, Charles is gone and, like, Emma Frost is fucking running it.
So, basically, what would Josh do if he took over all the X-Men stuff? Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, the motherfucker who's known for basically putting females in, like, strong character roles and making them, more than set pieces. The fuck does he do with Black Widow?
Yeah. Didn't we have this conversation before about this? We've had this multiple times, though.
I don't know if we've had it on here, but it's happened a lot.
On here, we've had it before. But of course, going back to it.
I like Black Widow. I want them to actually do something decent and not have everything be shit.
Well, let's face it. Black Widow, especially in this last movie, failed the sexy lampshade test.
She wasn't even that. They turned her into, like, a Bond character. Like a Honey Rider. They fucking Honey Rider her.
like I said, it's the sexy lampshade test, which in comics is take any female character in a comic, replace them with the sexy lampshades you got from A Christmas Story, and if it does not drastically change what happens in that...
That doesn't mean I have to like it. It's bullshit. I like Black Widow.
No, the thing is, though, if nothing changes by swapping them out, you've done something horribly wrong in terms of the story and dialogue.
Just did that. A man who's known for making female strong characters.
Yeah.
And he...
Yeah. But, Tim Minchin.
Tim Minchin was fun and awesome.
And you actually were able to meet him afterwards.
Yeah, it's me who talks way... Okay, most of you who've seen the show before, you know I'll fucking tangent for way too goddamn long. But, again, you guys... He put a microphone in front of me, so it's his fault.
Yeah, well...
Oh my god, I had no words. Like, the man walked up, and I just kind of... I looked at him, and he's like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. And I just looked... And it didn't help that my sister's right there. It's like, no, we're here for his birthday. Like, it's his birthday. I'm like...
It's like, oh, it's your birthday. You're like...
He's like, oh, happy birthday.
Doesn't matter. You got a picture. You met him. You took a picture with him. And we already have tickets for his next performance in October, so...
I'm still, like... Jessica had to point it out. Like, I will say this about the man. One, funny as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Two, taller than you would think.
Yes.
Apparently that is an issue he gets a lot. Because in his specials, he does not look like a very tall man.
No.
He looks like a much more ginger version of Blanca. Just some short thing, wild ginger hair. Crazy tufts of hair. Yeah, basically, you know, a trained version of Blanca minus the electricity. But
just add a bottle of wine in the background.
But, seriously, nice fucking dude, funny as shit.
Yeah.
But it was just weird. Like, I'm 6'4" if I stand up straight, and it was just kind of weird because I don't know how it happened. Even my sister was fucking dumbfounded. I found a way to look up at him. Like, I immediately shriveled and just kind of went.
Well, he was an amazing guy. We finally got the chance to see him perform, and you got to see him in person.
I performed. I got to see him perform without shoes.
Yes.
At midnight, he wore shoes. It fucking freaked me out.
Yeah. Well, we can call that one just a guest appearance because that wasn't really a performance at the time. What we saw at the Largo, that was an actual performance. So, but if you guys haven't seen him, you should probably go buy tickets ASAP. He rarely does shows here in the States, and when they do, they sell out really, really fast. So,
yeah. I have friends that are fucking pissed at me because I went and saw it, and it's like, dude, I didn't even buy tickets.
Yeah.
Didn't even have a choice. Even the girlfriend's like, oh, I want to go. I'm like, I didn't buy tickets.
Yeah.
No, and even the speakeasy next door had the first old fashioned we had.
Oh, it was amazing.
Oh, it was good.
Yeah.
And then I get to look forward to my birthday again next week or the week after for Arkham Knight.
Yes. We'll be picking that one up.
I'm gonna disappear for.
And then you
days.
have this extra bit for your birthday.
My God, yeah. Just to further solidify the Ron Swanson-iness. They bought me Lagavulin 16 year. It's a damn fine scotch.
It is.
I thought it was a whiskey. It turned out it's full-blown scotch.
Mm-hmm.
And it's smoky as shit. It makes you literally just want to eat all the eggs and bacon. Preferably just like red meat. The turf and turf, if you will.
The turf and turf, yes. But a good time was had by all, and now there's 2 weeks worth of random news. Thankfully, it wasn't as busy as I would expect, so it's not gonna be a very long episode.
No. It was gonna be. Think about this. This last week and this week we're gonna be slow in the first place because you have E3 next week,
right?
Or this weekend or whatever soon, and then you have Comic-Con coming up. So everything like they could possibly announce, they're gonna fucking wait.
Yeah.
Like I didn't see it in the notes or if it's even in there. Apparently they've narrowed Spider-Man down to 3 different actors.
Yep. Last time we talked about it was we thought the lead
Asa
runner was
Butterfield.
Asa Butterfield.
I'm still pissed. I thought he looked like Tiny Parker. I thought that would have been rad.
And now we have 2 others in the works. One of them hasn't even done the screen test for it yet.
Whatever.
So,
it's one of those things. I'm assuming we'll probably get that at Comic-Con, which even though that's whatever news we're gonna hear, I'm assuming it'll be a week or two.
Actually, I don't think we're gonna hear who is gonna be playing Peter at Comic-Con. I think that's gonna be Well, sorry, I take that back. It is a Marvel franchise, and Marvel's already made the announcement. They confirmed that they are not going to be showing up and have a major presence in Hall H at Comic-Con this year. which just opened the doors for DC to,
yeah,
to
I
go
was gonna say,
crazy.
we're not gonna have a major presence. That's them still showing up with, they could show up with a fucking family-sized bag of Skittles and people would still lose their shit.
Oh, of course. But it's one of those that I could easily see Marvel telling Sony, hey, any of this new stuff about the upcoming Spider-Man, because now it's part of the MCU, let's bring it back to Disney's event, D23, which takes place in August. So even though we don't get stuff at Comic-Con, we only have to wait an extra month to get that information anyways. And that's going to be all of the Disney franchise. That's going to be all the Star Wars, all
now
the
that
Marvel.
You mention that, I wonder if Sony's just going to be like, no, fuck you. Spider-Man, Comic-Con. He's technically ours. He's not technically part of Marvel. He can play in that sandbox, but he's not one of you.
Sure. We'll see how they play along and what happens.
Misdirection, I told you. This is why they're doing this in the first place. They're being dicks.
Well, of course.
Sneaky, sneaky dicks.
But Disney did mention that Star Wars will have a presence at Comic-Con. So we'll have more information about Episode 7.
And what's not happening? What's not having a presence? Your Tomorrowland? The fuck did it do?
Tanked. Oh, did
and
it
even
suck?
worse, what did it drag with it?
Tron 3.
Yeah. Yeah, I blame you.
You blame me directly for the nearly $140 million loss that Tomorrowland's going to probably hit.
Look, for worst part is, from what I heard, like, it was a cute movie and it was entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like no one fucking knew that movie was coming out.
You called this, yeah. The marketing was so niche that most of the public had no freaking idea what to expect from it. And even when they started doing the trailers that showcased more information, like, that was only 3 weeks before it came out.
Okay, the longest trailer they had was like, what, 90 seconds?
Something like that, yeah.
You know what that tells you about the movie? Fucking nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know how you get interest for a movie? You tell people about it.
See, I'm on the fence about this because
you can't just show up with George Clooney and show me an old-timey fucking rocket ship and expect me to lose my fucking mind. The people who would see that and get excited is people's money you already fucking had.
Yeah, true. But like I said, I'm on the fence about this whole thing because I'm always against trailers showing far too much information.
I'm not saying...
But Disney turned around and went to the extreme opposite.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not saying show me the whole fucking movie, but even books give you an overall synopsis on the back of it.
Exactly.
Okay, you don't judge a book by its cover. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that has both negative and positive connotations.
Yeah.
Movie was bland as shit just from like everything they showed.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it was one of those that I did go see it. I did enjoy it. The third act did stumble. But it was enjoyable. It was an original sci-fi IP. I give Disney props for actually, following through with this.
Wrong. I give them credit for trying.
But they promoted it the wrong way, and now because it's failed so bad...
What do you mean the wrong way? They didn't promote it at all.
Exactly, the wrong way.
The right way, the wrong way, and the Max Powers way. The Max Powers way. The wrong way, but faster.
Oh, but Disney, their official announcement or reasoning for canceling Tron 3 is, one, it was never really truly greenlit, even though we had all this other information otherwise.
What? They announced that they were going to go shooting in Canada. In 3 months?
The thing is, we got all this information saying the director's going to be here. The actors are in. We have a script for it. We have production locations set for it. But Disney never officially gave the green light. That's their phrase. Plus, also, their other reason for canceling was because they cannot find...
Mickey.
Yeah.
Right here.
They could not find a release time frame between now and 2018.
Biggest bullshit reason
Bullshit.
Hey, we have a movie coming out in August, right? Do we have one coming out in September? One in October. September. Done.
Yeah.
It's not hard to set... You could literally take a calendar, basically spread it out, and just throw a dart and say, okay, so that's when it's coming out. Or worst case scenario, oh, what day is that? Oh, we already have that movie coming out. All right, let's do this one instead.
I think it's what they're trying to hide behind is the fact they don't want two of their franchises going head to head. And I'm like, given the type of franchises that are being released in terms of these live action movies, it doesn't matter if there's two of the same kind in the same weekend.
No,
people are still going to go to both of them though.
That would make sense to me. They don't want two of their movies competing against each other. Like, it's one of those things. Like, okay, say Tron does come out. And then you have Star Wars that comes out a week later. Mm-hmm. The problem with that being is you would only get about a week's worth of sales for that.
True.
Because everyone would be like, fuck it, we're going to go see Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Or even worse, what if Star Wars came out, or not really worse, but if Star Wars came out first, and then you have Tron, one's gonna be stuck in the shadow of the other.
Right. You can relate it back to the whole Dreamcast release versus with the PS2 looming over it. But
you know what? At least we still got the Dreamcast. I don't even get Tron 3 anymore.
Yeah.
It's bullshit, and you know it.
And yet they're still moving forward with their live-action adaptations of The Jungle Book and Beauty and the Beast and something. Yes, Cinderella was good.
Because those made money.
But Tron 3 would make you so much money. Tron 2 made you guys so much money.
Yeah, but you don't get that live-action money. Dude, you can ask Jessica, like, when the I think it was Maleficent came out, she was blatantly, it's like, oh, you know, it's not bad. And I basically went, it's like, so this is what happens, I'm assuming, right? She goes, yeah, that's exactly what happens.
Mm-hmm.
This is the worst part about being a nerd. I can almost, like, pick everything apart and tell you about it.
Yeah.
It's the death of fun. Or surprise, anyways.
It is. But there's still some good things out there that we can look forward to. First off, Netflix and Marvel's Daredevil. Season 1 was fantastic.
Also, I need to add, if you haven't seen it yet, fucking Season 2 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is now on Netflix. I don't care if your girlfriend or whoever tries to tell you, oh, Orange is the New Black. Yeah, no, fuck. Go watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. You know what? I'm sorry, Jessica.
No. That's okay, I'm done. I watched it.
You already finished it?
Oh, yeah.
How did it compare?
Oh, I don't watch it.
No. I mean, like, from previous seasons. Like, was 3 better than 2?
No.
Well, there you go.
That says something, because I thought 2 was fucking terrible. I didn't even finish it. I got 2 episodes deep, and I'm like, yep, don't care.
But yeah, Season 2 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., 1,000 times better than Season 1. I was one of those people who stuck through Season 1, watched every episode as it popped up on ABC. Season 2 was so good, especially the latter half of Season 2. Worth it by itself to watch.
Yeah, because it came out, like, the day before Orange is the New Black.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, because I was actually texting a friend of mine, because I was actually thinking about giving Walking Dead, the TV show, another go. Because I've read the comics and I'm fucking spoiled. So when I tried to watch the TV show, I'm like, this is dog shit. But because they were a huge fan, I texted, or fucking Facebook messaged my friend Becca. I'm like, is it worth giving it another go? And she was like, you know, I only watched this bit and this bit. You know, my dad was really into it. I liked it. I'm like, look, the only thing I know is that it deviates heavily from the books.
Right.
Or, sorry, the beginning starts out, and then the further, deeper you go, it deviates more and more. Daryl Dixon's a badass. Or a BAMP, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, like, I know nothing about it, and I was going to give it another go, and I felt bad. She goes, yeah, you know what, let me know what you think. I immediately had to be like, oh, yeah, and turns out I don't have to do that anymore. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. comes out tonight at midnight. Well, no, because
how far have you gotten in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
They just got to the city.
Oh, okay.
Twin Peaks is an asshole. Kyle MacLachlan, sorry. He's batshit fucking crazy.
Yes, he is.
The one black guy who was the mechanic went crazy, and he just got pushed down the hole.
Yeah.
I think that's where I left off.
Okay.
Like, I'm not even halfway.
Yeah, no. But you're starting to get to the parts where they basically...
Even over, I'm like, oh, the Inhumans got it.
Yeah.
But speaking of Walking Dead, and this is kind of cool because it kind of goes back to it, John Bernthal, he was one of the douchebags in the beginning of Walking Dead. I don't remember his character's name anymore. Basically, the guy that was Rick's wife. He's going to be the Punisher. Which, can they not make the Punisher shit? Like, I'm already not a fan of him, like, in the character, like, in comic-wise. Like, he has his little niche moments, like when they did the whole Punisher kills everybody. Like, that was kind of cool. Or in Cap 2, where they're like, yeah, the fucking Penske truck, whatever the hell, that just rams everything, that was Punisher. So I think it'll be cool to have that all tie in now.
I look at it as, I think the Punisher is a perfect fit for what Daredevil has already set in motion on Netflix. Throwing him to the rest of the MCU, I don't think would work all that well. Giving him his own series, I'm hesitant.
I don't think he's ever worked well on his own. With the exception of that old shoot 'em up he had. Do you know the one I'm talking about?
No,
Are you fucking kidding me? No, dude. There's like an old school shoot 'em up where player 1 is Punisher, player 2 is fucking Nick Fury.
Really?
Like, it's like you and Fury. I mean, like old school, like Streets of Rage, like shoot 'em up.
Holy shit! Okay, I need to find this.
Seriously?
I've never heard of this before.
Aw, homie, you're missing out.
All right.
But yeah, no, like we get Punisher back, and I think Punisher, like as a standalone, I've never really been a fan. When he shows up occasionally as like that fly in the ointment, I always thought that was cool. Like when he shows up, because he's never part of the loop.
Oh, he never is. No.
No, like usually he's like, oh, Spider-Man's got batshit crazy. I'm gonna hunt him down and murder his ass.
He's always like in the wings, waiting. Like, okay, once the main characters have done something stupid or batshit crazy, then he's brought in,
or something gets misconstrued. And so no, I think that'll be cool. I have to wonder if this is someone coming out, because remember they even hinted at in season 1 of Daredevil that Daredevil was not a nice guy. They try to fuck with that. So it wouldn't surprise me if good old Frank Castle comes in and is like, yeah, this guy's trying to fuck up New York. I need to take him down.
Yeah, would not surprise me at all. But it could be good. Well, I'm hoping it'll be good. They've already set a massive precedent for themselves, given the way they ended season 1.
Yeah.
So.
Well, no, I told you, like, there's one of the big rumors is fucking Elektra's going to be in season 2, which they hinted at in season 1.
Well, she's going to have to show up eventually.
Yeah. Well, she's kind of a big deal, especially in his storyline.
Right.
You know, Bullseye, they kind of hinted at Bullseye, and Jason Statham's a piece of shit.
Yeah, dude, what the hell is wrong with Jason Statham with this?
Look, I get if you don't like it or you don't appreciate it for what it is.
Right.
But it's one of those things, art is art. Okay?
Yeah.
It's
if it's not for you, there's other people who enjoy it. Let them enjoy it.
Yeah, if it's not for you, fuck off. Go find something that you do enjoy, and just don't be an asshole and sit in the corner and be like, oh, no, this is bullshit. The fact that he was, it's like, yeah, my grandmother could do this. I'm like, listen here, you fuck. When I first heard you were announced that you could possibly be Bullseye, I was fucking stoked. I was excited for that. You seem like you could do a decent job. And then, you know, because you made a movie with Melissa McCarthy, you know, he starts bad-mouthing how it's all green screen and it's not authentic.
Yeah, it's not authentic. Like, the action's not good enough. My grandmother can go in there and do it. It's...
Again, really? Authentic? Crank 1 and 2. Didn't he do like basically like a B version of that movie too, and starred in it?
He was also in a Uwe Boll movie.
Was it like High Voltage or some shit like that?
There was High Voltage. The Uwe Boll movie was what crappy video game movie was it? I can't remember.
Blood Rain?
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Dude, no, did you see Uwe Boll lose his shit recently?
No.
Oh fuck yeah, dude, it was awesome. He tried to do one of the Kickstarter pages to like fund some movie. I don't even remember what it was.
I heard about this and then it failed
it failed massively. My favorite was like apparently the top #1 comment on it for his little video or his little Kickstarter. It's like, Uwe Boll is the worst German since Hitler.
Oh.
And like literally it was like everyone was like, yep. And like apparently he was trying to raise like a couple $100,000 to make this movie, but he only raised like $26,000. Like not even fucking close. He came out and was like, "Fuck you all. Okay, you can't even appreciate anything. Fuck you."
So he was blaming the fans.
Yeah. And he was like, "Fuck you, Avengers pieces of shit. Fuck you. I have enough money to play golf for the rest of my life," or some shit like that. Wow. It's like good.
Yeah,
good.
Go play golf. Just never touch a camera again.
If that's your prerogative now that you want to go play golf for the rest of your life, please go do that. Quit.
Oh man, that's funny. Because especially when you get like the production companies behind like all the Sharknado films, and they've done a couple others like that.
Yeah, but those are so bad they're entertaining. Like Uwe Boll thinks he's making good shit.
But here's the thing though, the production company that makes all those Sharknado movies has never had a loss on any of the movies they made. They've always made a profit. Yeah.
That's classic Universal logic. Universal Studios was able to make so much money off the old Dracula, Frankenstein shit like that for one very simple reason. You could turn that shit out super fast and super cheap.
Yep.
Because with a dark setting and stuff like that, you don't have to spend that much money.
Yep.
And literally you turn around and everything's all buzz and word of mouth. Like you understand your movie's not, gonna win any awards or anything like that.
We know it's a B movie. We're gonna embrace that.
Yeah. We found that niche and shit like that.
And Uwe Boll basically thinks that his shit was gold.
Yeah, like he legitimately thought his movies were art. I mean, I guess to some extent they are. I mean, going back to what I said earlier, but you can't get mad when everyone goes, yeah, no, we don't want to give you money for that.
Yeah. If the studios and the backers won't give you money, then you turn to the fans, and the fans tell you to fuck off.
Yeah, even the fans
That's
like, yeah, we
a
don't want
good indication that you should stop.
No, but he lost his shit and just blamed the fans.
Yeah. Yeah. Enough talking about that guy. The whole thing behind with Punisher is that the rumor is Marvel's also looking at a couple other franchises to follow in their footsteps, mainly Blade and Ghost Rider. Blade, I can see. I enjoyed the movies, the first one especially. Wesley Snipes, needs the money. I'm sure he does. I think it was TNT decided a few years back to do their own Blade TV
Yeah, I heard about
series.
that. I never fucking watched it.
I watched 10 minutes of the first episode and went, nope, and just moved on from there.
Did you ever play the Blade video game?
No.
Oh, that's a piece of shit. Like, I watch and like, the fuck is this?
Oh.
I need to send you some, like, Let's Play videos or
Please,
something.
please. Hey, well, aside from that, why don't you just find the games and let's play it ourselves?
I'm not, well, first off, the Punisher one, yes, because that one actually looks super fun.
Okay.
Like, literally, like, you find a knife and you can just fucking chuck it at people. Like, that's that level of the Punisher game.
Okay.
The Blade one just looks really bad.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like, I think, like, the sword, you have to, like, build up a meter just so you can use it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, his most iconic fucking weapon, like, you have to build your meter up so you could use it.
Huh.
And plus, I think it was based off the second one.
Oh, okay.
I don't think the first one got anything.
The whole thing with Ghost Rider.
Bring back Nick Cage. See what you will. I enjoyed the first one.
Did you like the first one?
I did like the first one. Just the one Ghost Rider. Mm-hmm. That one wasn't bad. Like, it's like, wow, this is cheesy and it's not great. Mm-hmm. But to me, it actually felt like reading a Ghost Rider comic from like the 60s. Because it was campy. Like, it was, you didn't, I don't know.
Okay.
It seemed like someone, like.
Now, the latest version, have you even been...
Spirit of Vengeance?
The comic one.
Oh, no. I thought you were going to talk about, like, the sequel they made, Spirit of Vengeance, that actually has, like, Idris Elba in it.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Dude, I fucking picked that out of a Walmart, like, a Walmart bin for, I think it was, like, $2.99 or something, or $5.99. It was less than, like, $5. And I'm like, yeah, why not? Let's give this a go. It's cheaper than Redbox, and I own it now. I watched it once and went, should have Redboxed it.
I was like, you spent the money on it. Wow. But no, the comic version, they did a massive reboot recently. I've met and I've talked to the creator behind this version before. He really cool guy. He's also been working on Ninja Turtles and all this other cool stuff lately. But his version, like, there's no motorcycle. It's been turned into
Is it a horse? Is it the Sam Elliott Ghost Rider?
No, it is not.
Called me the Ghost Rider.
No, it is the it's a Charger. The Dodge Charger.
The fuck?
It's all black and it has flames for wheels and shit and yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah,
I understand trying to revamp and make something new and interesting, but I feel like you get to a point where it's not even the same character anymore. Like, the whole reason why he had the motorcycle was because he was a Daredevil back in the day. Like, he fucking...
Well, this new version is still a Daredevil, but now he has a Charger instead of a motorcycle.
But now he's sponsored by Dodge.
Still has the deal with the devil and all of this, but it's definitely a different take on it, and I'm hoping that...
Fucking crashes and burns and we get him back?
Yeah, pretty much. So, I don't know. This is the point where Marvel starts looking at everything going, okay, we have all of this expansion, or a possible expansion laid out for us, both in TV and internet and movies. See, what else can we reach to?
But see, part of me wonders if they're going to start growing too fast. Like, I know you've heard me talk about the coming end of days.
Yes.
Because we are living, like, the good life now, where we get, we get a new comic movie at least once a year.
Mm-hmm. If not sooner than that, once every, like, 6 months.
But I have to wonder if we're going to reach an oversaturation point, or something's going to happen, or everything fails and everything collapses.
There's going to be inevitability where at least one of the Marvel movies...
Batman and Robin.
Is that the one where...
Chill.
Jesus.
What killed the dinosaur? The Ice Age.
But see, that one was just so cheesy. It became, for me, entertaining at that point. It was so bad, it became good.
I was a piece of shit. Like, I watch it every now and again, fucking hammered. It's Sharknado, but they were given a bigger budget and it was supposed to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
Nips on the Batsuit.
Mm-hmm. Doing the betting for Poison Ivy, whipping out the Bat card.
Yeah, don't go anywhere without it. Youthful exuberance. It's like, really there, Uma Thurman? I don't even find her that attractive. It's just like, this is just awkward.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to me, like, she just looks like someone's aunt. So anytime I see her trying to be sexy on TV or anything like that, and like someone tries to hit on her, I immediately think about the scene from the show Blue Mountain State. Dude, she looks like a mother of 4. Dude, I don't care. I'll make her a mother of 5. What does that even mean? I don't care. But I mean, like I said, Marvel's doing amazing right now. Like, I can enjoy all the sunshine while I can now before the coming end of days.
Right.
Unlike DC, that's gonna shit the bed.
Yeah, early on. At least in their movies, at least. Their TV series, they're doing fantastic right now.
Well, I liked Gotham.
Mm-hmm.
You know how I feel about The Flash.
Right.
Oh, God. I could talk for hours about that show. It's fucking good.
Well, let's talk about the upcoming animated movie. Justice League Gods and Monsters.
I'm intrigued. Evil Wonder Woman's a ginger, which I guess that makes sense. Evil Superman has a goatee.
Because once you're in an alternate universe, it always has to have a goatee.
Yeah, if you're an evil doppelganger of someone, how can you tell who the evil one is? It's because he has a goatee.
Mm-hmm.
And then Batman's a fucking vampire, and we've already seen that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But no, like, we watched them again today. Or I watched them again, and you watched them.
For the first time, yeah.
Yeah. Well, because in all fairness, when it's like, when you see an ad, their little blurb on your news feeds or whatever, it's like, sneak peek. You're expecting it to be like 30 seconds, like just a bullshit commercial. You don't expect it to be like an actual 6-8 minute long video of going, this is shit that's gonna go down.
Mm-hmm.
The Batman one, really disappointing.
It was very disappointing.
Harley Quinn was kind of annoying. And it was weird the fact that literally they had her in her underwear. Like, I understand, like, comic lore, like, women dress like sluts. It's just
this
the way
one
it is.
Yeah, it was.
But like literally, she was there in like white panties and a corset, and stockings, I think.
Yeah, ripped stockings and of course her sledgehammer. But
whatever.
That was
it. Wasn't very good.
No.
The Superman one, holy fuck,
so good. so good.
My favorite was halfway through, like, oh, it's like Akira. I'm like, it's not like Akira.
Some of the animation style. Like with the energy ball in the middle of the city and whatnot.
That's anime in general.
That all came from Akira.
Well, but you know what I'm amazed you didn't get out of that? And I was actually going to wait till we recorded this to bring it up. Did you ever watch Justice League Unlimited?
Briefly. I never really fully got into it. I never really got into it.
Boo. Boo, motherfucker. Boo. Like, because there was Justice League and there was Justice League Unlimited.
Yes.
Justice League wasn't bad. It was okay. Justice League Unlimited season 1 is fucking amazing.
Okay.
Especially because they do something very similar to this, where there's like the evil Justice League. I think they're the Justice Lords in that.
Okay.
And then there is Justice League, and they fucking fight. Like it goes the whole thing. It's like Luthor becomes president. And basically kills the Flash, and that's what causes the Justice League to go batshit crazy and just form like a militant state. It's fucking amazing. Okay. But that's not what I'm talking about.
Well, on that note, real quick, I will say this. I have a friend who actually owns it on DVD. I'll make sure to borrow it so I can actually...
Yeah, what do you think that is? You're coming over to my place later anyways. I'll slide it over.
Oh, I have another friend that actually has it. Okay, fine.
Are you kidding me? Jessica knows. I would fucking like wait for that shit online and be like, okay, it comes out tomorrow. Cool. I'd get off work or do, like, if I wasn't working that day, drive straight to Best Buy, come back, and my dad would just be like, oh, what do we do? Like, what'd you get at Best Buy? Justice League? Right, so I'm going to start making bean and cheese burritos. You pop that bad boy in. And, like, that's what the family did. We would just sit there and power through it. That's the family I came from. Fucking nerds.
See, my family was never like that. I was always the outcast with the comics and the anime and
oh no, my dad was very much at his parts later. He's like, fucking nerd. One of these days, if he ever calls me that again, I just want to yell at his face. I learned it by watching you, and then just like walk away. But no, like in Justice League Unlimited, there is a scene where the Royal Flush Gang is like fucking shit up, but Ace is like a telepath, and she's gotten so strong that like even though she instead of just bending reality to those in their minds,
right,
she's full blown bending reality, like shit that shouldn't happen.
Huh.
And Batman goes in there and
so we're getting to like Scarlet Witch kind of level of okay.
But like Ace was again, she couldn't control her power anymore. She couldn't do anything. And then Batman went in there by himself, and they're like, "You have no powers. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do?" Like, he just looks at him and goes, "I've got this." Well, I mean, he's Batman. He doesn't actually say that. He just does that weird little.
Right, the squinty eyes.
Yeah, it's basically because he's got the fucking cow and it's animated. You just have little triangles that just kind of go. Batman gives you them angry eyes, and Batman just sits there until Ace passes.
Huh.
That's why it's like, oh shit. That's why with this trailer thing, when you see fucking evil evil Superman fucking take out like baby Brainiac, you're like, oh fuck.
It's a dark moment, but it's fantastic.
Dude, the worst part is I watched that one first. Because originally when I saw all I saw was the goatee thing. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Click. I didn't even find out it was part of the Gods and Monsters thing. I'm like, this isn't bad. It's just it's a bit weird. And then I went back and watched the Batman one, which is not great.
No. And then there's the Wonder Woman one. I kind of like
Ginger Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Dude, the best part about it is at the very end where she basically rips off his clothing.
Yes.
And he's like, am I gonna need a safe word? Yeah. A half-naked Ginger just ripped your shirt off. Yeah.
That's more powerful.
Although I found it weird, this Wonder Woman didn't have the lasso, like Wonder Woman's most iconic weapon.
Right.
She just had like a black alien sword-looking thing.
But again, if you're gonna change up the character a bit, you might as well change some other parts to it as well. If you guys haven't checked these out yet, these 3 episodes are available on YouTube right now. The remainder of it will be available on DVD and Blu-ray, also on download July 28th. So you got about less than a month.
Or if you go to Comic-Con, they're probably going to screen it.
Of course, if you go to Comic-Con, they're going to stream all this at their booth. They'll probably have some exclusive
No, they'll
clips
probably just have these clips playing the entire time.
on one of those giant screens.
Yeah. And they'll just be like, oh yeah, did you enjoy that? Here's a raffle. Here, go. I'm not saying you should show up at this theater at this time, but I'm just saying, like, you might see the movie.
Yeah.
And you're surrounded by 40 dudes who haven't fucking showered. God. I want to have a good Comic-Con experience. I really do.
Are you going to try to go to Comic-Con this year?
God, no.
Yeah,
Didn't they already fucking sell out?
There's always, ways again. There's always additional tickets released at certain parts here and there. But honestly, especially after the experience that Jess and I had last year, it's one of those that, do you really want to try to go through all of that hell again for 40 minutes of a cool panel that will be posted on YouTube?
YouTube about an hour later.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you can buy some cool exclusive stuff there. Yeah, I have other friends who are going to be there anyways. I can give them money before or after and pick stuff up.
eBay a week later.
Yeah, but it's like 3 times the price if you really are that desperate for it.
Not even that, because if it's like the week after, it's usually maybe like $40 more. Because usually those are collectors who just bought a shit ton of it.
Right.
If you wait like even longer than that, then yeah.
I always laugh at the when you have the exclusive items that pop up like on day 1 at Comic-Con. And then all the other smaller vendors will get in there early and buy all of them and then jack up the prices at their own booth in the convention hall.
See, that's...
Oh, they're actually an article about that. Because they were talking about...
Isn't that why they instituted the whole you can only buy 2 tops?
Well, the 2 tops, but more so they made it now. I was reading about because the Funko had a really big issue last year because that the special Anna came out, which is all blue or something. I don't know. But a lot of people were upset because they're like, hey, I got this thing first open. I was like the 3rd person in line and you already sold out. So basically they made it like all special edition ones that vendors are not allowed to buy them anymore. If you have a vendor badge, you cannot buy it. Okay, so
with that deal with Funko, it's literally one of those that the attendees themselves can actually have access to it. The exhibitors don't anymore. Okay.
Well, that's cool.
Actually,
that's just that's upsetting that had to become a rule in the first place.
Yeah. I've worked at a couple conventions where they would have a first come first serve policy. Get in line, get a ticket for an autograph by such person.
Yeah.
The problem is though, all the vendors got there an hour early, took some of their lackeys, say go in this line, get tickets, and then they'll get them signed on whatever, a Blu-ray, a DVD, a piece of paper for God's sakes, and then they'll go right to their booth and say $400. But I could, it's one of those that by the time the attendees would get into the exhibit hall, all the tickets are gone, and the only way the fans actually get what they were looking for is to pay shitloads of money. Yeah. Yeah.
I told you I stopped giving a shit when that one chick got stabbed in the face with a pen over fucking Twilight.
Oh Jesus.
Oh, I was over it with last year, and it was like people got in line for the Saturday panels for Hall H, like Friday at like 11.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, dude, it's not even that impressive information.
Yeah, I want to talk about that.
Yeah. Well, let's talk. Speaking of comics, let's stick with DC for a second. There's some really lonely fanboys out there who are squealing with the light. Oh, Jesus. Yes. So, apparently, officially, Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy are a thing. Okay. We've kind of seen this happen before in one of the recent comics. There's this whole aspect of Batgirl and Harley Quinn.
Well, Harley's always been like a fucking idiot.
Well, yes.
But I mean, that's to be expected. But I mean, Ivy is always hinted at least in my eyes, Ivy was always the one that was just kind of like, yeah.
Well, she was always the temptress, regardless of the gender of whoever's going after her.
Not even that. It didn't even seem like temptress. It was one of those things where she's like, yeah, we're a couple.
Mm-hmm.
And then, how can I word this? She was always friend-zoned. At least that's how I always got it.
That's one way of putting it, yeah.
It's like, oh, don't worry, Harl. We'll go back to my place and I'll take care of you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Red, you're hilarious. BFFs for life.
Yeah.
And they just fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's always been that way where she's, like, just waiting in the wings, but never.
But even when you have, like, DC Comics
always
official...
a bridesmaid, never a bride.
Yeah. But when you have DC Comics' own Twitter account responding to some of their fans saying, and I quote, yes, they are girlfriends without the jealousy of monogamy. Okay.
Isn't that just called fuck buddy?
Pretty much. Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah, people are like, oh my god, this is the thing. And we're like, okay, and? Have you never read the comics even as of late?
No.
So.
No, why would I do that? Why would I actually read or take the time to back my argument when I can just shout loudly in the dark?
Because that's the right of every internet
Goddamn
person.
right.
I have no basis for my beliefs. I have no proof or facts, but fuck it, I'm going to still scream and say that I am right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the internet. Yeah. All right. Oh, what else should we talk about? We already talked about Comic-Con. Let's talk about...
Mega Man.
Mega Man. All right.
Yeah, Mega Man's getting a new animated series.
So good, so good.
Like, I kind of only read it briefly, but it just says it's 26 episode, whatever, thing about Mega Man.
Yeah. Dentsu Entertainment made the announcement. They put their request in for a 26 episode series. It's being handled by Man of Action Entertainment. They've worked on Generator Rex. Also, they were the creators of Ben 10. So you have kind of an idea of what they can do already in terms of animation style. They're going to work on this full series, 26 episodes. This will be, well, hopefully when it's completed, will be distributed worldwide.
Oh, dude, so wait, Man of Action did the Ultimate Spider-Man and Avengers Assemble.
Mm-hmm.
Avengers Assemble was the one I actually liked.
You get all that together, and this should be available in 2017, which ties in with the 30th anniversary of Mega Man.
Let's see. The 1990s Mega Man TV series was cool and different than other series targeted at kids during that time. It featured great action, but also brought the laughs. Mega Man is a character that is even more relevant today for kids. We are really looking forward to creating something new that still respects the long tradition of the character. So here's what I wonder, though. Is it going to be, the Blue Bomber that we know, fucking fighting Gutsman, Cutman, and Dr. Wily?
That's what I would hope for.
See, that would be cool. Or is it Mega Man who's, or X, sorry. Is it not Mega Man? It's X. Fighting Mavericks and Sigma, learning special Hadouken-y moves. Or is it Battle Network, where it's like, Mega Man, use Fire Beam.
No, let's not use Battle Network as a basis. Fuck that.
But see, that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Right.
I mean, yes, they're talking about the legacy and the history, so I would love if they went back and
The original Blue Bomber.
The original, back where Goku was the voice of Proto Man.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, that sweet 90s metal music. Mega
We'll
Man! He's the fighting robot. Mega Man! Oh, God. It was amazing.
Oh.
Dude, like, you have no idea how fucking hyped I was when they announced that Mega Man was in Smash Bros.
Mm-hmm.
To this day, the only way they could complete, like, my nerd fantasy list of Smash Bros, especially for the Wii U, Simon Belmont.
You never know who was going to show up in Smash.
But
nowadays.
see, that's just it. Like, Simon is an old school, like, he's an old Nintendo character.
Mm-hmm.
Dating back to the NES with the regular Castlevania.
Yes.
And he's been going there ever since. And I know that you were trying to set this up.
It worked well going into it because there was this recent Twitch stream that popped up in the last 24 hours, actually. Rumored to show, actually, from Street Fighter, Ryu. Going to be in action. He'd be a playable character in Smash Brothers.
Who kicked?
One, it'll work. I honestly think it would work. They would have to seriously dull down some of his moves because, let's face it, you can button mash this character all day, every day.
Not necessarily.
You don't think so?
Especially when someone like him is meant for combos.
Mm.
I feel like he's going to be what Solid Snake should have been. All the cool moves and things you recognize from his past. But they're not going to make him super overpowered, and he's actually going to make sense.
Right.
Like, it'd be fun to like have a match where it's like Little Mac and Ryu.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be awesome.
That would be fun. The stream showcased a couple other bits that, his Hadouken carries.
Well, no, more specifically, that's his final Smash Hadouken.
Right.
Because when you kept saying Hadouken, I just kept imagining it being like the X-Buster when he used it. Mega Man uses X-Buster.
Right, okay, yeah.
Or, Samus's Energy Blast.
Mm-hmm.
Or any fucker with an Energy Blast at that point.
Right.
But it's one of those things I just expect it to just, like, have impact. So, for all we know, his regular Hadouken could do that.
True.
But when they showed whatever this leak, his final smash was a Hadouken. Or, sorry, no, they showed two different final smashes.
They did.
They showed one that was a Hadouken.
Mm-hmm.
And one that was the Shoryuken, I think, wasn't it?
Yes.
Huh.
But I wonder, though, if this was just an elaborate fake. Perfectly timed because E3 it starts in a couple days. Because in one of the videos that we watched, it wasn't Ryu in the title spot. It was Captain Falcon. So do you think this could be a possible...
Yeah, no, remember, one was Captain Falcon, and the other one was Mario.
Mm-hmm. The other video, or the other character that they showcased, makes more sense.
Because we remember nerds fucking almost wanted to revolt when he wasn't in Wii, for Smash Bros. Wii.
Oh, Roy, yeah. Apparently, if this leak is correct, he will be back, in the latest version. That I can believe. That's inevitability. That's not even a possibility. That's a inevitability.
Mm-hmm.
Ryu.
It's a little more far-fetched, yeah.
A little more far-fetched, but could technically work. The other bit is that someone found some information claiming to be costumes for your Mii characters when they actually enter into the game itself. Yeah, I could see Nintendo doing something like this. I'm not... This is a side thing for...
MegaMan.exe. Battle Network.
No Battle
it's
Network.
The greatest bag. I can't even fucking.
No, you can't finish. We'll find out though what's going on, because the creator of Smash Brothers, Masahiro Sakurai, will be hosting a Nintendo Direct episode. It's currently scheduled for we recorded this on Saturday. It's gonna be for tomorrow, Sunday, 10:40 a.m. Eastern Time. He's expected to release announce new content for the game, so we will see if this leak is actually completely true, along with the fan favorite of trying to bring...
Dude, honestly, it could be, because remember when they announced, before the game was out, they had announced that Mewtwo was going to be a DLC character, and that
whole thing, that if you had to buy the 3DS and the Wii U version in order to unlock
you got early access to it. You can have them regardless now, but it was one of those things you had early access to it.
Right.
But at that point in the game, or in the stage, they only had like a fucking wire frame of Mewtwo. They didn't have him like actually playable yet.
I remember that, yeah.
So for all we know, this could be something that's like, yeah, you enjoy this now. You can't wait to play him next year when this actually comes out.
Yeah. Nintendo's famously known for that. But they're also, at the same time, they'll showcase stuff that'll whet your appetite, and they'll turn around and say, this comes out in 2 years. You'll rage about that, but you'll still be anxiously waiting for the day that comes out.
Your money's just going to be clenched in your fist for that 2 years.
Well, like the whole thing at last E3 when they were showcasing just bits and pieces for a new Zelda game. At that point, I was looking at that going, that's going to make me go ahead and buy a Wii U. There's other games on the console that I want to play already, but that's the one that's seriously going to make me sit there and spend the money and actually get the console.
Mario Kart.
And then they showed Splatoon, and I was like, and I'm good.
Oh, no, it's weird. It's like you don't add characters like Sam and Belmont, but, you get characters like fucking Greninja.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or, Palutena.
Which, she's not really...
She's not great.
No.
She's a shit character. She doesn't deserve to be there. I'm sorry. The creator of the series, Smash Bros. Has a fucking hard-on for characters he's created and worked on. Because they have a fucking soft spot, but he forgets the fact no one gives a shit.
Yeah. If it's not a character that has some sort of tie-in into...
There's a reason why Kid Icarus was only in, like, one thing.
Okay. But yeah, so I'm sure next episode we'll be talking all about E3. The Microsoft Xbox showcase happens at 9:30 on Monday. EA's at 1, Ubisoft at 2:45, Sony's at 6 p.m. They usually like to wrap up all the major press conferences, and then it's 3 days of freaking chaos and coverage. So
yeah,
I've been thankful that I've been able to go several times over the past 10 years. I've gone several times, but I still wish I could go. I know it's not as crazy as it used to be in the past, but still, it doesn't matter. It's still freaking E3.
Well, see, I've never been. It's never been a huge issue for me.
Okay.
Because again, much like Comic-Con, it's like, oh, I'll go online and just look it up later.
True.
I never really feel like I'm missing out.
Okay.
And then, I mean,
they used to have some really cool swag there back when it was actually, honestly, just industry only.
But even then, when have I ever cared about swag?
This is very true, but it was one of those that you can actually enter a tournament real quick, and you can walk out there with a console. It was one of those kind of things.
Okay.
You can't do that nowadays. You would enter a tournament, and you would get a T-shirt out of it. And it's like, why? At that point, why bother?
Well, dude, because I remember at Comic-Con a few years ago, I was in a tournament and didn't even fucking know it.
I remember you were telling me about that, yeah.
I got a sweet Ninja Turtle poster out of it. But yeah, I mean, I look forward to see what's going to be coming out and all this, but...
Right.
Like I said, I technically don't have a console as of yet.
Give it another 10 days or so.
Like I said, yeah. Birthday round 3 that you and my sister have done for me.
Yeah. I honestly don't know how we're gonna top this year. I mean, the shooting with your friends we had nothing to do with. The Tim Minchin, that was all us. And then to top that off, you met Joss Whedon, and I was like, I don't know how we can top this.
Yeah, the Joss Whedon bit's like, holy fuck.
Yeah, you bought him a drink, and we came over and hang out for a little bit.
Yeah, so you're like, let's pay for his tab, and you started reaching for all. It's like, let's get another round first. I need my alcohol. And it was awesome.
Yeah.
But before we go, I feel like we do have to mention Bond a Weekathon.
Yes, let's talk about that. Last time we talked to you about it, we were on the first week of the challenge. Was Dr. No, and then the week after, we didn't have an episode, but we did watch From Russia with Love. Probably later on tonight, if not later on this week, we will have to be watching a double feature to catch up, which is going to be Goldfinger and Thunderball. I'm really looking forward to Goldfinger. It is my...
I'm looking forward to Thunderball.
Thunderball was great. Goldfinger is still one of my top, I'd say top 3.
Thunderball.
Thunderball?
Thunderball, because that's when he wears, like, the orange fucking, like, nut hugger onesie. And they have an underwater battle with fucking harpoons.
All the spear guns.
Underwater battle with harpoons. That's their only weapon.
It's entertaining as hell.
Like, literally, you just see the screen and just these things just coming and just attacking, and it's like, oh my god.
Well, let's go back to what we thought about from Russia.
Dude, it's without a doubt still my favorite Bond movie.
It's still your favorite.
Yeah. I mean, granted, I'm sure we might have different opinions at the end of all this, but
oh right, because we're actually going through them all again in a fresh set of eyes and looking at all.
Because last time I did this was like at least 8 years ago, if not longer than that.
Tastes change over the years. So.
Yeah, but I mean, like For Russia with Love, like the spy shit wasn't too over the top.
No, it was not.
You know, but you still got a little more of a taste for it. He wasn't just, you know, random agent. He is James Bond.
Yes.
Like you see him start to be
you
more.
You start to see Sean Connery just going into the character more.
He starts to make it his own, and Sean Connery just becomes, you know, or sorry, James Bond becomes James Bond, not just, you know, oh, that's Agent 007. What the fuck's his name again? And you actually get to see all this. It's the first From Russia with Love's first time we get to meet Q.
Yes. That he did for what, 20 some odd years or something like that.
Dude, he kept doing them up until the Brosnan years.
And that was taken over by John Cleese, yeah.
And then you have what's it called? It's the first time we don't really see him, but it's the first time as an audience we're made aware of Blofeld and Spectre as a whole. Like, cause it's hinted at in Doctor No that there was only
like a quick brief sequence at the end of Doctor No about that,
where there's hinted that there's a much larger scheme, and now we get to see the larger scheme.
Exactly.
And like I said, we hear Blofeld's voice, and we see the awkward cat that he's just stroking, which basically sets the tone for these movies, the rest to come.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I said, this is the first one where it's Bond.
Not just a one-off spy thriller. It's what we've come to know as the quintessential Bond.
Yeah.
At least for me. So, yeah.
Gadgets, babes, and bullets. And booze.
Lots of booze.
I mean, the next one, Goldfinger, the one big thing that I can remember about Goldfinger, it's the Aston Martin. It's the first time he has that.
Yep.
First time he gets the car.
Such a sexy car.
Which is the most iconic Bond car of all.
Yep. So when they brought it back in the latest Bond film,
Skyfall,
I saw it in theaters. The entire theater erupted, and I just sat there going, "God, that's just sexy, sexy car." It even made reference to all the little gadgets they put in there, like the whole you pop the top of the stick, and it actually has the ejector seat button right there. Stuff that when it came out at the time, we were like, "That's a cool gadget. That was funny as hell." But then they tried it. In
retrospect, it's like, oh. Yeah, that happened.
But I still enjoyed it, though.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I used to work a job for, like, a fucking 5-star catering company, and they did a job that I worked, I think it was called the Marconi Car Museum.
Okay.
And one of the guys...
Out in, like, Santa Ana or something like that, right? Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, I did a shift there, and one of the guys like, oh, so what's your favorite car here? I'm like, probably the Aston Martin. Really? Why that one? But James Bond drove. Really? Is that your only favorite car? I'm like, dude, unless you pull out shit like the Batmobile, the Ecto-1, or even the Mach 5, I don't know shit about cars.
I mean, if you enjoy 1930s and 40s, even some 50s Fords and Chevys, they have a nice selection of it. The rest of it,
No, like, they had some decent cars there, and like something like that looks really nice. But other than looking at it going, shiny,
right?
I fucking couldn't tell you a goddamn thing. Other than, again, it was the Aston Martin DB.
Right.
I remember just looking at it going, Goldfinger. But no, what was your take on From Russia with Love? Again, it's my favorite.
It's up there. It's not my favorite. I would actually place Goldfinger above From Russia with Love. Not to say I didn't enjoy it at all. I really did. I enjoy the aspect of that the spy gadgets were actually useful and never over the top. As of yet, it hasn't got to that point.
Yeah, not yet. Well, dude, that's the thing. You got to be careful of Q. Q's a fucking psychic.
Well, because he always gives you.
He gives him exactly what he needs.
Yes.
Yeah. Nothing more, nothing less.
There's never like
Bond has never been like, oh, I didn't have to use this crazy spy pen over here. It's usually like, oh man, I'm getting attacked by an evil document. Evil spy pen, go!
Yes.
And it's like, oh.
I had the exact tool for it.
Who the fuck saw that coming? Somewhere I only hope Q is just sitting in a large easy chair going like, yep. Like, secretly he's Blofeld. But he got bored, so he's playing chess with himself.
And of course, these are always like the small objects here and there that he was using. Well, say for that giant Geiger counter, but
But that was the first one. Like he didn't.
That was the first one. Yeah.
That wasn't even Spy Tools. He
No,
just
that
fucking
was
had
just
a Geiger counter.
Yeah, Geiger counter. Yeah.
And
But then you get to
it was
things-
fucking delivered by mail. Like he didn't even get it at the beginning or a briefing. It's like, here's your Geiger counter.
Yeah, and then
Or it wasn't even that. It's like, here's your package.
But then you get to the things like I think it was the first Pierce Brosnan film where they started using the BMWs, and he had the Nokia phone, the flip top phone that could drive it remotely. Where you start getting like absolutely fucking crazy with
I
this
still love
stuff.
the gift Jessica sent us of him playing Mario Kart on that thing.
And it worked so well too.
I love and hate the fact that we get random shit like that. Like I love because I'll be sitting there. It's like, well, that's Gizmo dancing. Word. And then I start Marinite. It's like, I don't know how, and I don't know why she decided that needs to go to me. I'm happy it did. I definitely got a kick and I laughed at it, but
You went on
where
a
do you find those
20-minute
wonderful
rant
toys?
about Mogwais in San Francisco.
Okay, when you go to Chinatown, you have expectations. Okay? I wanted to be offered a goddamn Mogwai. Okay? Anyhoozle.
Oh,
Internet, it's been fun.
yes,
That was quite the rant.
yes.
Tangent.
Yeah, that was fun. You'll see us back next week. We'll be talking all about E3 and God knows what else the internet will find at that time. So, yeah, for Geeks and Drinks, I'm Jason.
Jordan. Cheers, Internet.
Cheers, internet.